What is up? I am TJ.
And I'm Dana.
And this is Uncommon, and guess what? So are you. Today we're talking about our top 5 quarantine goals. And new to the session is my lovely wife, Dana Todd. Say hi, Dee.
Hello, everyone.
Each week she tunes in to hear me ramble and yammer and be awkward on video. And so this week I pulled her into the camera, and lo and behold, she's got her Uncommon shirt on too. So today we're talking about the stay-home mandate, the quarantine edition, if you will, of Uncommon. And we have our top 5 quarantine goals that each of us have made. They probably won't match each other.
No, they won't.
We're going to start at 5 and work our way toward 1. So I'll kick us off, okay?
Okay.
All right. So number 5, home projects. Now, guys, if you're like me, you had a honey-do list long before you probably had a honey. And so you've always said, you know what, I don't have time to do that. Well, that excuse is out the window, and we have nothing but time now. So on my goal is going through our attic, our closets, maybe doing some painting, just some things that we've been wanting to do for a long time, and we're waiting for spring to get here. And now that we have all this free time, we're ahead of the schedule, Jack. So my home project list is rocking and rolling. So
It's
that's
starting
my
a little early.
yeah, starting a little early, exactly. And we've checked off a couple already. We finished our attic. We finished our closets this weekend. Upcoming is going to be some maybe some maintenance and some painting and all that kind of stuff. So now is the time. So that's my number 5.
So my number 5 was to try to organize my closet, prepping up for the springtime, since I have lost like 28 pounds for the past 6 months, changing to healthier eating habits. And so I spent time this past weekend going through my spring clothing and realized that I really don't have anything to wear, which can be good or bad, exciting for us women so we can go shopping online, but also they still need to be ready for spring to come. So I wanted to spend time organizing my closet and getting ready.
I can feel my credit card getting warmer as we speak.
You betcha.
Let me hide my wallet. Right on. So that is her number 5. So my number 5 is, I'm sorry, number 4. Thank you already. See, is a marriage study. Now, Dana and I have been married for over 30 years. We dated 6 years before we got married. Been together from, I think we were like in diapers, wasn't we? We got married? No.
Yeah, baby diapers. Love at first sight.
Exactly. So we've been together a long time, but we've always done marriage studies, and we just finished one this week. And so I want to pick out another one that we probably start in a couple of weeks. But it's good time to focus on your spouse. And I would highly encourage you, if you have not taken a marriage study, please do one during this time. You will thank me, your wife will thank you, and you will thank her that you did this, because what's going to come out of that is going to pay off down the line. So start a marriage study. If you're looking for one, a great one is The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. We always recommend that. If you have kids, maybe Women Are Like Spaghetti, Men Are Like Waffles. That's a great study, kind of light. And we just finished the one by Francis Chan and his wife called Together Forever.
You and Me Forever.
You and Me Forever. You see, I knew like that, the back of my hand. So that's my number 4, a marriage study.
I also want to let you know that they also have a video component to that last study we just finished on Right Now Media.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Right on. It's very good.
So my number 4 is to try to create a meal plan. We have a tendency to get to the grocery store, and at that moment I say, honey, what do you feel like having this week for dinner? And I would like to be more proactive instead of reactive, wasting time and getting a lot of stuff count in the grocery store, going from one end to the other, gathering ingredients for this meal.
Yes, indeed.
So I would just like to just attempt this to create the meal plan before we arrive at the grocery store to save time. So
I see a great A to B in my life, guys. If we can do a meal plan before we get there, A to B, and we're not stuck on aisle 7 looking at turnip sprouts.
Yep.
Ugh. Okay, let's see.
Moving on to your number 3.
Number 3, number 3 is learning a new skill. Necessity is the mother of invention, they say, and so during this time home, it's no better time than to invest in yourself. Many of you know that we own a creative agency as well as work with Uncommen, and so I am trying to focus on the virtual platform for our clients, and what does that look like to help. We work a lot with churches and other nonprofits and Christian organizations, and so we are trying to develop some new virtual skill sets, and now is a great time to do so. So I plan to come out of this COVID-19 lockdown prison fiasco learning and having a new skill set.
And we should be very thankful for technology, which has allowed us to be able to help churches and other clients to get virtually online. Exactly.
And doing things like this. Like, how could I harass you if I didn't have a video to do so? It's a great new world. All right, Dee, what's your number 3?
So my number 3 is to try to create a memory book. About 10 years ago, we've been here about 13 years. About 10 years ago, TJ created this memory book, Wherever Together, as it's called. And it has trips that we've taken as a family to different places, from Arizona to Louisiana, Texas to here, etc. And so I would like to create a new one, to explore my creative side, because I'm not the one that's creative in this family.
Creative.
And so that book had brought me so much joy, and so I wanted to see if I could do it. So that'll be something I will be investing in, learning something new and being creative.
Right on, Jack. We just spent the weekend going through some old pictures.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Thousands of pictures from some of our childhood, some of the boys' childhood. We have 2 sons who are grown, both married, and so it was a great trip down memory lane, and then also turning them into digital formats as well. So you can see, man, this has really become easy to do, and so I'm excited to see what Dana's going to create. So right on. Let's see, number two. Read God's Word more. Now, whether you're having a virus outbreak, you got a case of the heebies and jeebies, or it's just a Tuesday, we should be reading more of God's Word. And so I started a Bible reading plan myself, first of the year, the Bible Project of the New Testament, and I have been loving it. It is the first thing I do in the morning, and so it is just for me. I would highly recommend spending more time in God's Word. That is something that this virus cannot affect.
That's right.
It might take away my ability to go get coffee or ribs or Indian food or Indian food, but it cannot mess with my time in God's Word. So that's my number 2.
My number 2 is, in case you don't know me very well, I'm a gal who likes to stay in her comfort zone, who likes order, doesn't like change much, and who likes to have control. So this epidemic is really testing me. And so I have to learn to be flexible and let go of the wheel and let God be in control. And my husband has this famous saying that he's trying to teach me that I'll learn. And it is flexibility is a sign of maturity.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm working on that. So that's a really hard one for me. So you can say prayers for me for that one.
Yes. And that's for everybody too. I think when we were much younger, like when I was much younger, like last week, I was less flexible. But as I've gotten more mature this week, because it's already like Monday afternoon, I become more flexible, right? You start to see that I'm less concerned about being right and more concerned about being holy. So, all right. So my number one, bam, coming at you. Learn to be still. You know, I'm a guy that I got a candle burning at both ends, man, and I do a good job of segmenting my day and life, that when I leave the studio, I do cut off quite a bit of it. I do check email and this and that just to kind of stay up to date, but this one is learning to be still. How am I supposed to hear what God has to speak to me if I'm always yapping? If I'm always trying to read something or learn something or listen to something or watch something instead of listening for that still small voice. And so my goal, my number one, is to learn to be still. And I guess it coincides with being still inside my house because that's what everybody's doing these days. Yeah. So mine is learn to be still. So.
And mine, similar on that line, is that I want to be with God in His presence, also being in His Word, reading His Word daily. I've spent a lot of time reading different like devotional type books from famous authors, and every morning I read Proverbs 31, and she reads truth. But I would like to take this time to select an actual book from the Bible and spend time in that particular book and learn what God wants to teach me in that book. And I have selected the book of Joshua.
Ooh.
So,
how did you pick that book?
I know, after our firstborn son.
Hello! Shout out to Joshua. Look out, Josh.
So I chose that book just because Joshua is the man God chose to lead His people into the new territory. And so I want to see what God's going to teach me as we go through this epidemic. So,
right on. Well, so obviously that's our top 5. Yours will be totally different. You may find, hey, you want to share your top 5 with us. Yeah. In the comments below, leave them, or you and your wife do one of these little videos. Tell us what your top 5 is. So I hope this encourages someone to go home, to deal with this stay-at-home mandate, and you and your spouse find something to work on together. So
if you're going to be something,
might as well be uncommon. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Bye.